Hi, welcome back to the channel. It's Ian from Peniglen Cabin Life. Good morning to everybody. This video is a different kind of video. I've never done anything like this before, but this is my story. So either you like it or you don't. I don't really know, but let's go with it. Right, first of all, it starts when I was at secondary school. When I was at secondary school, I was a dropout at school. I didn't do very well. I'll be honest, I left school with no qualifications. I left with nothing, but I had somebody who believed in me. Well, I tell you, I actually had two teachers believed in me. One was Mrs. Swift, who were good to me, but the person that really changed who I was when I was growing up was my form teacher, which was Mr. Mansfield. He was really good to me. I always remember him saying to me, "You'll never be a woodwork or a joiner. You'll never be, oh, get out now." Mr. Mansfield, he was the man that really changed everything. He was my form teacher, and he was actually the woodwork teacher. But when we used to go in, you know, at school you went in your own form classes in the morning, and I went into his, and it was actually the woodwork room where we all used to meet up in the morning. And I always remember him saying to me, "You'll never be a joiner, Ian, but I just hope you find your way in life and something you can focus on and you're happy and you can go with it." And he was a really good man to me. I know when things were ups and downs in my life when I was growing up, and he was there for me. He used to sit and he used to talk to me. He was a really kind man, and that's why when I've been building the extension outside, I've mentioned Mr. Mansfield, and I told you that I'm going to get a little plaque made, and it's going to be the Mansfield wing, because he really did change a lot of things in my life. And then where this bit's really going to be hard for me to talk about, because I've never really discussed it with anybody and I've always hid it away from people. But when I was 17, I had a nervous breakdown. I found that I used to work for my brother as a baker, and then I found that stress, just a life and pressure of life and everything that had happened to me growing up, because I had bits ups and downs, but everybody does, and I just crashed. I had to go in hospital, I had to go on treatment, and then I came out and I found I still couldn't cope well in society. So I went back into rehab, and I was in there many years, and then I met my wife, and then, well, girlfriend, and then became my wife, Tracy, and I was very happy in my marriage in the early years and everything. Then it kind of broke down like marriages sometimes do, and we've gone our separate ways. But really, I've never had anything I could ever focus my mind on, you know, because of having a breakdown. I was actually diagnosed with manic depression, which they call bipolar now. But the reason why I've always hid it away is a lot of the youngsters today, they can't wait to say they're bipolar. It's like the big fashion of the world now, isn't it? Well, when I was diagnosed, it was something that you never told nobody, you hid away because you were never accepted in society. And that's the kind of journey that I've had, really, where I've had to hide it away from people. It's like now, people who's in the dog game who know me, that will be watching this video, then even people who I know, that in my mind that I think are my friends, they'll walk away from me now that I'm saying this because of the stigma of my illness. And I've also got friends that stuck with me in life, and they've been really good to me. I was in the dog game. I used to compete in working tests and field trials. I used to be a working test secretary. I've run in the inter-counties. I've run at Chatsworth in the team events. I never went to the highest level. I never won a field trial. I only ever went in 3 field trials, and I got into the last 2 dogs twice. And then my best dog, which was Boss, his best dog I've ever had, he took a bad injury, so I had to retire him. So, and then, as you know, I've said before that I had a heart attack at 39, and then my epilepsy started, so I've had to retire from the dog game now. I don't compete at any level at all now. I'm not a working test secretary or anything. And I have said before, genuinely, my health has not been brilliant. So I sat down and I thought, what am I going to do here? What am I going to do? I really focused my life. This place we got, because of my training, and I'm thinking, what do I do, what do I do? And I sat there and I thought, do you know something, I'm going to change direction, I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to be a YouTuber. And it means everything that I'm a YouTuber. You might laugh and say, oh, he's only been going 8 months and he's calling himself a YouTuber. I do call myself a YouTuber because I want to influence people, and that's what a YouTuber is, the influence people. And I want people that's had a bad time in their life like I have, and I want them to think, well, if Ian can do it, I can do it. You know, I've got friends of mine who's in the dog game, and because they've watched my channel, they've been saying, oh, well, I'm thinking of setting a YouTube channel like you. I'm thinking of setting one up, you know, and I've said to them, just go for it. Just turn on the camera. You don't need a camera. You can just use a smartphone. When I first started, I had a smartphone. That were it. That's all I had, and that's all I were filming on. I couldn't afford a camera. I couldn't afford to, well, I've saved up. I've put money aside when I've had my 2 litres for the year. And I've now got to the point where I've got a softbox with a light, I've got my microphone, I've got the camera, I've got the tripod. You've seen all that on the videos, and I'm good to go. I'm good to go. But my life's it's always been the best way to describe my life is because of everything that's gone wrong with me and the stigma I've had in life. Then it's been like pushing a rock all the way up a big hill, and then as soon as you think you're doing all right and you're a quarter way, half the way up, suddenly your hand just slips on that rock and it starts rolling back down. And that's been my life, you know. I think that, oh, things are going great, you know, and I've always been afraid of telling my friends. It's like now, I'll be honest with you, there's people who watch this who I've known for 30 years and they did not know until now that I suffer with this condition, because I've hid it away. My closest friends, who I class as my allies and my brothers, I class it like, I've got Craig, who I call a brother, I've got Andrew, that I call a brother. They know what's wrong with me. Ian, he's like a brother to me, he knows what's wrong with me. Apart from that, there's not a lot of people out there that knew what was wrong with me. They all might think I'm crazy, but they never actually knew I was diagnosed with manic depression. So that's it really, that's my journey. So I'm going to give it everything I've got to be a successful YouTuber. I'm going to put as much good videos out as I can. I'm really going to try, and all I ask is that if you're new to the channel, it's the first time you've seen my videos, give me a chance, press the subscribe button, keep tuning into the channel. I'm in the process of trying to get something that I'm going to be doing a challenge. I'm going to be a YouTuber and make a difference to people, spread the word to people that they can live the dream. That's all people want in life, is to be happy, live the dream and just be content. I live here at my cabin, I'm with my dogs, and I enjoy putting the content out, and it makes me happy. So if it makes me happy and I'm not impacting on anybody else in life, then what's wrong with that? On top.